Hi, my name is Mason. I'm with the Black Student Union. We're basically polling and talking to students on campus about the election, how things are going. So do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions, maybe on the debate or something?
No.
Hi, my name is Mason. I'm with the Black Student Union. Basically, we're talking and polling students on their views of the election. And I was wondering if you would like to maybe make a comment.
Hey, bro, what's going on?
Something? No? Okay. Have a great day, sir. Hi, my name is Denise Stevenson. I'm with the Black Student Union. We're just talking to students and polling them on the election and how their views are on the candidates. Do you mind if I ask you some questions maybe on how the past debates have been or something?
Nah. What's going on?
All right. Hi, Jason. I'm with BSU, where we're basically selecting students and seeing their views on the political election. So I just want to know what's yours and how it's going with the election. What are your views on certain things? So for right now, what is your view on the election right now on both candidates?
Right now, I think the election is pretty much split between those people who have, of course, a lot more conservative view of government. I feel like a huge issue, especially with college students right now, is basically how the government can make sure to provide and secure them. Wants to make sure that people I think a lot of people right now feel very insecure about their future, especially with the United States, whether it be, of course, their families, how they're going to be able to take care of themselves 10 years from now, that and a lot of issues as far as foreign policy. A lot of people are tired of the United States being in war across seas when there's so many issues going on right now here that American citizens can barely take care of themselves. What was your other question?
My next question is, what issue is most important to you?
One of the issues that's most important to me is security as an American citizen. Making sure that my own country can continue to provide for its citizens. There's a lot of issues that are going on in the world, and the U.S. being the leader of the free world at the same time does have to ensure that they are continuing to maintain that stance in the whole world, continuing to ensure that they are striving for peace, especially in the Middle East. But right now, my main issue is how is the government taking care of their own citizens. As a conservative, I don't really believe in large government. I don't like government expansion. I don't really feel as if the government has or should have the responsibility of taking care of every single citizen, as we do have 300 million plus citizens in the United States. The government cannot hold that burden on its shoulder. It's too much of an expense to take care of every American citizen. It is a burden that I don't feel the government can handle or should try to take upon themselves. At the same time, while health care and certain government aid is very much a necessity for millions and tens of millions of people, I don't feel as if the government should take upon that burden themselves, because there's not enough money in the economy. There's not enough people to manage those type of situations. While they should be responsible for, of course, those American citizens who are dying every day because of lack of food or lack of access to health care, I feel as if, stemming from the president on down, it should be implemented that each individual state takes upon responsibility. I feel like that's the way this country started. That's the way this country should end. It's not that I'm against any type of change or modification to ensure that those things are still happening. It's just that for one administration, in a matter of 4 years, to try to take care of the entire country is too large of a burden for this government to handle. I think asking the government to do that, you're asking the government to obviously increase taxes. That's the only way that the government can really generate revenue in order to pay for certain things like that. People ask for jobs, people ask for a lot of things, but I think a lot of people have to be very conscious of how those things are brought about. Everything has to get paid for. Nothing is ever free. Money comes from somewhere. It's coming from somebody. I know a big concern is also foreign policy. A lot of people may hear criticism about President Obama's foreign policy. That's an issue for me as well, because I feel like the United States has to ensure a very strong stance on how we feel about certain issues going on across the world. Again, being the leader of the free world, being one of the most developed countries in the world, to allow for certain things to happen or to not have a voice about certain things that are happening, it's almost as if you're saying we don't have anything to do with that. It's not our business. It's not. And at the same time, while it isn't necessarily your business, as the leader, you do have to say something. And it doesn't necessarily mean going to war for everything that does happen, but I feel like you do have to have a stance on that issue. A personal concern of mine is the United States ensuring that you have a strong backing for Israel. It's a country, it's a very small country that is surrounded by enemies on every border. That's an issue for me because the United States has always had Israel's back. Israel is they do have many beliefs that the United States has, and while they are trying to keep peace over in the Middle East as well, the United States always has to ensure that they have their back. As well as energy development. That's an issue for me only because I feel as if it's hard to preach that we are trying to lower gas prices or we're trying to do this as a third if there are proven oil sites or this as a third or coal areas that can be developed in the United States on our own soil that aren't being developed because while the climate and all those things are important as well, I feel like if you're not trying to develop what's here, I feel like you're almost contradicting yourself. And to spend tens of millions and billions of dollars on research, as far as making, other sources of energy available decades from now, I'm not huge on. I'm not a person that you would call a tree hugger. So I feel like if there is oil supply here or coal supply here, use it. That's what it's here for. That's what God put it here for. He knows when He put it in the earth, He knew what we were going to do with it. I feel like that's an energy source. Let God take care of the planet. Let the United States government take care of the people. I feel like that's what, it just makes a little bit more sense to me. But besides that, again, I just don't believe in a huge expansion of government. I feel like that's a big split in the United States right now. I have a lot more conservative beliefs than liberal beliefs, but that just seems to be what this election is going to be based upon.